This is a very odd couple, grit and grace. Some things require more than grace. The Bible makes it perfectly clear that Noah found grace, but it also makes it clear that Noah did not discover a customized, fully equipped, self-contained, sink-proof ocean Greyhound in his backyard. He furnished the grit to build this monstrosity of a schooner. God is not our personal valet to jump into action at our whim. He will always have grace for us in the time of need, but He will never become our handyman or yard man or our butler. We know what grace is. We call it the unmerited favor of God. It is unearned and it is unending. But what is grit? The dictionary tells us that it means to have stubborn courage. Grit is getting a grip on grace and refusing to let go. Grit is standing fast in faith when running would be a whole lot easier. Grit is having guts to believe God in the face of life's most difficult storms. Grit is determination to trample defeat under your feet, regardless. Ross Perot spoke with authority when he said this: most people give up just when they're about to achieve success. They give up at the last minute of the game, 1 foot from a winning touchdown. 3 things that we must have grit to do are the following. Number 1, we need to have grit to trust steadfastly in God. And no matter what, trust in Him. Number 2, we need to have grit to have an unswerving hope in God and realize it's never hopeless. You may feel helpless and hopeless and hostile, but you are not outside the parameters of God's grace. You need grit to stiffen up, to straighten up, to look up. Grit will help you see hope through the dense fog of despair. The net of God's grace is underneath you, and hope is a canopy over you. And finally, you need enough grit today to love extravagantly. That's what the Bible commands us to do. Now, knowing how to love is knowing how to win. 1 Corinthians 13:8 declares, love never fails. The more you sow, the more you get. Have enough grit to give love whatever the cost. It's the only thing that will truly last. Maybe you need to tell someone today that you love them, and that may take a lot of grit, but it will be compensated by a lavish supply of God's grace.